Listen, SB with the truth, it might pierce your mind. And JP hit you with reality all the time. The way to keep it all the way 100, it should be a crime. Sports, news, politics, on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with the Sean Brown Show with JP.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and all around the United States of America, this is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. I'm not sure anybody can hear me out there. You guys, y'all check in and let everybody know you're there. Evans Davis, Sean Brown, JP here in the building. What's going on, everybody?
Yo, JP over there dragging his feet today.
Shut your see, you almost made me cuss. It was almost over with 58 seconds into the show.
I almost made him. Oh, okay.
That's right, from North Dakota to South Texas, from the East Coast to the West Coast. This is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. It's a very somber day here on the show, as it is our last day of having Coach Evans Davis here with us in the building as he gets prepared to move on to his next stage or our next phase in his travels of life. So we are a little somber today, but we're going to make the best of it. We're still going to have fun. Still going to give you all the laughs that we can today and have some fun. And give him his roses while he's still here.
I know that's right, JP.
That's what I said yesterday. We're trying to stay on my lines.
Yeah, your lines. No, man, it's been good, man. It's been a great run, man. I appreciate you guys having me. It started off as cameos, and I can say since I've been on the show, JP has gotten more and more prompt with being on time.
Yeah, that's true though. That's a valid point. Very, very true.
Since we moved the show to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he's been more prompt. That's what it was.
There's a lot of different intangibles.
Intangibles.
It's not intangibles.
No. I was about
tangerine.
I was about to tell you the same thing.
We will be opening up the call lines today at 12:15. 984-444-9787 is the number to call in, and we'll make it available for those people that want to call in and wish Coach Evans Davis a farewell and a thanks, or maybe just share a quick. We can do it like we do at services. You got 2 minutes.
That's right.
2 minutes per call.
Right. It
Ain't nobody even trying to take that 2 minutes.
It shouldn't take long, man.
We will put the Grammy music on you if you go too long, but we will open that up. The line will open up at 12:15. That's 984-444-9787. Well, let's get to it, man. It's the beard lost his mind last night. James Harden went off with a triple-double, 60 points as the Houston Rockets won again.
60-point triple-double. This man now, one of the prolific scorers in NBA history.
Easily.
Is what he's doing. And no knock to James or anyone who's doing what they're doing, but I was just thinking this morning as I'm, preparing to make my departure, running errands, taking care of bills, things of that nature. And the first thing that came to mind is if James Harden can go for 60-point triple-double and these guys are doing what do you think Michael Jordan would have done in his era?
Exactly.
My goodness, not to start that debate or conversation. It was just a thought of mine. If he can go for 60, 10, and 11, and the rules are adjusted to benefit the offense,
yep.
Man, Michael Jordan would kill.
He would be dangerous in this league. And 60 points.
Great game, James Harden.
11 assists, 10 rebounds.
What, 17 of 18 free throws?
That's crazy, man.
I mean,
that's 2K numbers.
I always tell the young guys, I said, listen, a lot of the prolific scorers, I get a lot of their points from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to get there and make it, not just rely on shooting jumpers and taking 20 shots. I mean, you got to take them to make them, but, you go to the free throw line 18 times to make 17. That's a night for some people. 17 a night? That's Tobias Harris going to the Clippers. He got Tobias average on the free throw line.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
and
right.
then you go 10 of 15 or 15 of 20 and then, a couple of threes. I mean, you're sitting on a monstrous night. Now, the rebounds and assists, that's different.
Yeah, it's
JP.
That's big stuff.
I agree.
Man. Final score of that game was 114-107. They beat the Orlando Magic in Houston, so it's good for the home court fans to see good.
It did help you play the Magic.
And Magic, surprisingly, have played some people tough.
Yeah, they played some close games, didn't they? They beat the Cavs, didn't they?
I think so. I think it was twice, maybe. And I think they beat the Spurs. They've had some real games. I think it's Coach Vogel still down there doing a good job of putting the pieces together.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah, and it's the East, so it's it's still wide open, but What was the final score? They won by 7. It took 60 points for them to win by 7. I mean, salute to Orlando.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Took 60 for them to win by 7.
Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are still struggling. Kevin Love broke his hand yesterday. He's out for the All-Star week. Team LeBron is falling apart as the Cavaliers lost 125 to 114. Conveniently, one of the replacements for Team LeBron was playing against him last night, Andre Drummond.
Right.
LeBron was caught on video yelling into Andre Drummond's interview. Talk about Team LeBron for the All-Star break, but does this change anything? I mean, he's lost, 3 players now? John Wall. Let me see. John Wall's dropped out. He's lost Kevin Love, and he lost
I forgot about Kevin Love. That's right.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Wow.
Well, that changes a lot.
I guess so. It obviously changes things because all those players are different. I think the pickup of Paul George is a good pickup.
Yeah.
I think it will
that helped.
It will help them match better with Team Curry because, like I said, in the All-Star game, Curry team is built to win that.
Straight scores. True. Nothing but scores.
Nothing but scores and 3-point shooters.
Yeah. And you got Harden dropping 60 right around the corner from the All-Star break.
When you go down the line and you look at Team Bron, like I said, the naked eye, without even thought, like, man, that's a beast of a team because you got the 2 best bigs in the league. You got LeBron, you got KD, the 2 best players in the world, and then you got Kyrie. I mean, the best one-on-one player in the world. You say, wow, but you got Harden, you got Curry, you got your boy Antetokounmpo.
And the All-Star game is a 3-point shootout. So I mean,
I still got Draymond. I still got Clay. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, my interest is peaked.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. Final score of that Cavaliers-Pistons game was 125-114. The Raptors beat the Timberwolves in Toronto last night, 109-104.
Okay. Raptors.
5 points. Timberwolves aren't a bad team this year.
No.
So it was a close game.
No,
111-95 Knicks over the Nets. JP, your team's 23-28 on the season. What you got, man?
We got some. Man, look, we definitely got some things we need to work on. We ain't where we want to be, but we better than where we were.
Okay, JP.
Put it that way. So, wait a minute, you
ain't nowhere. No, it was a good
better
win.
than your Hawks.
Barely.
Barely is correct. Barely is correct.
The Hawks beat somebody the other day.
Yeah, they weren't actually
Bartlett
last
Middle
night,
School.
but they did. They got a win Monday night.
Well, we don't need to be winning. We need Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, they beat the Timberwolves Monday night though.
Bad loss.
Bagley stay in school. You don't want to go to Atlanta.
Don't want to go to New York.
Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna be at the number 1 pick anyway.
Still on her team.
John Wallace Wizards beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 102-96. I'm gonna miss this, man. 28-22 for the Wizards on the season.
Bad loss by OKC without John Wall. That's a bad loss.
Definitely a bad loss. Warriors took a bad loss last night too,
they
by
got
30, 129-99. The Warriors take a loss.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Except for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was
Mama's
27 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's not a bad stat line for Klay Thompson.
No, it was one of those games, like Steve Kerr said. It's the NBA, man. And on any given, it happens. Now, if it starts, they don't look like Cleveland.
No.
Nope. Cleveland had no business losing last night.
That's correct.
None, and they lost. And I think it's a dumpster fire right now over there, if you ask me. And quite frankly, I don't think LeBron too much care.
Is it depend?
I think LeBron needs to waive his no trade clause and go ahead and get traded.
He ain't gonna bow out like that, but he gonna go ahead and finish it because he started it. In my opinion, he's gonna go ahead and finish it. He's done what he came to do in Cleveland. It will always be home.
Mm-hmm.
But my time here is up. I won a championship. First one. 50 years. What else do you want from me?
The song says gotta go.
What else do you want from me?
Leave.
I've shown my love. I came back, and I won a championship. I'm done.
Yeah.
So now he probably, and I'm 15 years in the league. I'm 33 years old.
He ain't getting no younger.
You're steadily going to decline after 35.
Yep.
It's just going to happen. Your body's just the wear and tear. Getting older. I don't know how good you eat and all that. Eventually, 35, you start to see some decline. So you know what? These latter years of my illustrious career, let me look at the bigger picture because I'm sure he wants to be a billionaire like Mike.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah. He's got a whole team that if he switches teams, that whole team has to move. And that team has not bought any property in Houston. I think JP posted a thing a couple days ago, the radio report, where it said LeBron's team is some of them are not in Cleveland, but they're not in Houston, as it's rumored that he's going to Houston. I think he's going to L.A.
Man, go to San Antonio.
I think he's going to L.A.
Take your talents to the city that don't sleep.
LeBronzo. Will it be? We'll see.
Go to San Antonio. Give yourself – look, you've never played with someone such as Greg Popovich.
That's true.
Why not play with the greatest coach in NBA today?
But see, I think they would conflict because LeBron likes to have so much control.
No, if LeBron made that decision, he would already know. I want to. My latter years, I want to get a chance to win. I want to win a championship. You won't win one in L.A. You can go.
Yeah, you go for the flashing lights.
You can go or for the challenge even.
Yeah.
But why not? If I had a chance to play with one of the greatest basketball minds, man, I'm finna go do that with Kawhi, with Aldridge, Tony, Manu on their way out. They got some young pieces. I mean. You know, you may even see Chris Paul there next year. Who knows?
Yep, that's true. Once again, folks, today is Evans Davis' last show on the air, and we're getting lots of love coming in already. Timothy Anthony dropped a good little line here. You can see, I see it on your screen if you guys are watching our video. It says, "Afternoon, brothers. Continue to do good things and keep your listeners updated. Best wishes to Coach and leaving the area. Continue to keep God first. Much love and respect." That's Timothy
absolutely.
Anthony.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that, and I shall do just that.
We're doing big things, man. It's a sad day, but it's a happy day because, you know, success is always a happy thing. You can never be mad about success. But yeah, NCAA basketball is going in full swing tonight. Don't forget, folks, the call line does open up 984-444-9787. In 4 minutes, the call line will open up for those that want to call in and talk to head coach Evans Davis. Wish him well, and maybe give a funny story or something.
Billy, you better call. I see you.
I'm curious of what type of funny stories y'all got out there for me. Feel free to call in because I wouldn't mind laughing or remembering something.
NCAA basketball,
JP.
Xavier beat St. John's last night, 73-68 in Big East action. Auburn over Ole Miss, 79-70.
Auburn's playing very, very good.
Great
they
ball
are.
right now. They're 20-2 on the
Bruce.
season, 8-1 the SEC. They are steamrolling their way to the conference tournament. Oklahoma, number 12, over Baylor, 44 points from Mr. Trae Young.
Hey, Trey, let me hold some.
Trae Young's got he's trying to figure out what he's got to do to keep his team winning. If he doesn't do enough, they lose. But if he does too much, then they, you know.
Yeah, well, one thing, excuse me, that he even mentioned, I think it was before the Kansas game, is, you know, people have to remember I'm just 19 years old.
True.
And that's what we do. I mean, we see the success that he's had thus far in this season. Let's not forget, this is still a young kid. Now, he's 19 years old. He's still learning how to play. And when I say learning how to play basketball is ever evolving.
True.
And wherever you go, new situation, new level, you got to learn how to play, you know, within the, you know, where you are. And he's still doing that. I mean, we see the points because everybody glorify the long ball, as they used to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the young man plays the most important position on the court, and that's point guard. So you have to be able to find that balance between getting my scoring and shooting my ball and getting my teammates involved. And I think he's doing that. And it's going to be interesting moving forward because, you know, as we move on in the season and into the, you know, conference tournaments and NCAA play, all focus will be on Trae Young.
Yeah. Oh, of course, especially when he's tournament.
So,
correct.
I mean, we're doubling off the ball. We're trapping. We're getting the ball out your hands. You all but 6 foot something. So
Yep.
we get you a big trap, get it out of his hands, rotate, and go from there. But Trae Young ain't going to beat us.
No.
Not down the stretch.
He's going to have his work cut out for him later on in the season. But we'll see. It's going to be fun. This tournament's going to be a fun one to watch this year. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we have the Savannah State Tigers in it, who we'll talk about in a second. Ohio State over Indiana, number 17. Ohio State's 19-5 on the season and 10-1 in the Big Ten. North Carolina goes down again last night. The Clemson 82-78 final score.
Time to push the panic button, ladies and gentlemen.
Carolina's 5-5 in the ACC, and I think JP is right. But here's what I don't understand: how are they still ranked in the top 25 and they have all these losses?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Someone explain it to me.
Their resume, I don't know how they're after this loss to Clemson. If they're not out, then there's something wrong. Something needs to be investigated. You had 7 losses and you're 19th in the country. That's 7, right? What are they?
7 losses,
16
5
to
in
7,
conference.
Well, they're
man.
19 now. I mean, they probably drop out the top 25.
Yeah,
They should.
Yeah, they will.
And to be honest with you, and Coach, I said this to you last night. They got to play us twice.
Meaning Duke.
Meaning they got to play Duke twice, and they got to play Virginia again.
Oh no, ACC.
This might be a situation where North Carolina does not make the tournament, or you gonna be on the very edge of that bubble.
It all depends on those games.
We gonna beat them twice.
We gonna see.
That's a wrap.
That's a rivalry. It's never.
Yeah, it's all a different game.
I know what you're saying because of your team, but when it comes to that rivalry,
It was the same way in 2015.
We're going to see. Let's leave it at that. We'll see. We'll see.
Man,
Folks, it's
look,
12:15.
You can take that one to the bank.
It's 12:15. The caller line is open, 984-444-9787. You want to call in and talk to head coach Evans Davis. Wish him well. Thank him for being right in the area, what he's done in the community. First, black or African-American head men's basketball coach at Armstrong State University. And the last black head men's basketball coach at Armstrong State University right here. He's been with us for the last few months. We greatly appreciate it. 984-444-9787, 984-444 WQTS. Call in, talk to him, let us know. We'll let you talk to him live here on the air. More NCAA basketball scores. Kentucky over Vanderbilt in overtime, 83-81.
Kentucky barely got by.
Yeah, I agree.
I watched the end of that game. Boy, Vanderbilt was stroking it from the outside and kept them in the game. And Kentucky just lack of defense in the last seconds. Just easy layup that shouldn't have. Kentucky should never had an easy layup like that at the end of the game. But
a lot more parity in NCAA basketball this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people are your top dogs are taking L's, and it's been several number ones. It should be interesting going into it, man. Because I mean, if you had to pick a favorite, JP, who would you be? Duke, Kansas,
obviously he's gonna say Duke.
West Virginia.
If I had to pick a favorite to win it all right now,
yeah,
I'd hate to say it, but I'd say Virginia.
They have been playing. I mean, lockdown, in your mouth, smash mouth.
Toughest
defense.
conference in the country, and you're undefeated.
That's tough.
With Duke running a close second.
We'll see.
That's tough.
We're going to see, though.
It should be interesting.
Here's a good final score that I know
Great
you're going to like.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia over Florida. Number 23, Florida goes down to Georgia by 12, 72-60. Georgia 4-5 in the SEC. It's a big win for Georgia right there.
Deontay Maiden is a very underrated player that this nation does not know about. That guy could play play ball. He could play ball last year.
Right.
And he's gotten better this year. So hopefully this will be an upswing for Georgia, beating number 23 Florida. So
Got an upswing.
Up the hill, don't roll down.
It's going to be interesting to see as college basketball is rolling. The Savannah State Tigers are in action tonight. The Tigers are in action tonight at Florida A&M. Florida A&M coming off of a big win against Hampton University.
Ooh, that ought to be interesting.
Yeah,
Let's
be fun to see.
Go Tigers.
One big thing to note is that we always try to talk about HBCU hoops, especially Savannah State hoops, since we are here local in the city of Savannah. They are the only Division I that is currently in the area. But there were some big games Monday night in MEAC, man. Really big games. Hampton beat Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman was the number one team in the conference.
Were they?
80-69
Okay,
final score.
Well, there's a
Savannah
three-way.
State beat Hampton, so it's a two-way tie right now for first place, as it was still on Monday. Morgan State lost to South Carolina State, who comes to Savannah State on Saturday.
Okay.
Wait a minute,
Morgan
timeout.
State was the preseason favorite.
Timeout.
What's that?
There's a two-way tie for first?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be a three-way tie for first?
No, North Carolina A&T and Savannah State are both 6-1 in conference play.
Well, wouldn't Bethune-Cookman be 6-1 as well?
No, Bethune-Cookman
they're
has
5
they have 2 losses.
Oh.
Yes. So it would have been a three-way tie, but it's a two-way tie now.
Savannah State.
Yeah, the Tigers are getting it done.
What y'all gonna do when the well run dry?
Well, they play FAMU tonight. FAMU's coming off of a big win against Hampton, and then Saturday you got South Carolina State, who I think has won 3 straight. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So we need the Tigers fans to show up and show out.
What about my boys?
Y'all know Coppin State.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh Lord, here you go.
What my boys doing, dog?
What the record?
Coppin State beat Maryland Eastern Shore. Juan Dixon and the crew are 4-4 in the MEAC.
4-9. That's better, coach.
4 wins in conference. That's not bad for a first-year coach.
The saying that it only no one cares what you did in November, December, that goes across the board for everyone.
Yep.
So the fact that you're 4-4 in conference when you started 0-17.
Yep.
Okay, then adjustments were made, and now things are happening. Just make it to you. Does everybody make it to the tournament?
Everybody makes the tournament this year.
So
all
it's
13
anybody's
teams.
ball game. So yeah, it's all about seeding. But if you can build some momentum, you can salvage a rough season.
Yep, seeding is big right now as far as conference tournament. But at this point,
Salute,
everybody's
coach.
gunning for that regular season championship too. Because if you don't win the conference championship, then you go to NIT automatically.
Right.
Automatic.
Right.
bid, so.
No, you're trying to win all of them, but it ought to be good. I mean, it's just good to see that they've won some games.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
They were the laughing stock for a minute. Coach, what you said the record was?
Well, they were 0-17.
No, what you said the conference record was?
Like 5-100. It was bad at one time, but I guess everybody playing money games early, so the record is going to be favored. And you got to, unfortunately, A lot of schools do that, but probably more the HBCs need that influx of money.
Yep.
Yeah, so
got to.
it's understood. Just to handle your business in conference. I'm room for it. I'm room for copping, JP.
It's
Oh yeah, man. Look, listen. I don't. The MEAC ain't the most well-known conference, but you got good teams in the MEAC.
Right.
And you got very good teams
good
in
coaches.
the MEAC.
You got some teams that made some waves though. Norfolk State had that Cinderella run a few years ago. Hampton had a Cinderella run.
Absolutely, it's good coaches in that league.
Yeah, it's some good play, some good teams, and hopefully, I mean, we're the home team, so we're looking for Savannah State to make some moves this year. So we'll see. Right now, the Tigers are doing it, and the biggest thing right now is just staying humble and focus on
one day at a time.
Exactly. Again, they play FAMU tonight at FAMU. FAMU Monday night lost to Norfolk State 80-71.
That's before your time, man.
Stop.
Before your time.
What show was that?
Man, that was.
One day at a time, one day.
Wasn't that the name of the show?
One day at a time.
Wasn't that the name of the show?
I don't know.
I think so.
I forget. And I see it in my head, but I forget. I'm gonna look it up. But go ahead, Sean. I didn't mean
Tonight's
for
matchup
JP
with
to-
ADD over here.
tonight's matchup in Tallahassee is going to be a tough one. It should be a tough one on paper for the FAMU Rattlers, as they only average 66 points per game, as opposed to Savannah State averaging almost 90 points a game.
Okay.
So it's going to be a struggle for FAMU to keep up if the shots are falling.
Right.
If the shots are falling
Which
is
is
the
key.
And lately, it's been one, there's always been one or two guys stepping up. Last game, the Tigers had, 6 guys in double figures. Game before that, you had 4 or 5 guys in double figures. So it's going to be fun to see. I'll be watching the stats tonight because FAMU doesn't have a live feed.
Shade. This man be throwing that.
I'm just saying, I want to be able to watch the games. And
sunglasses on discount.
how are you a Division I university and you don't have a live feed for your games? That's crazy. That's crazy.
All their money go to the band. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Let me correct you there, sir. FAMU has an endowment that they provide their scholarships on, just like Bethune-Cookman, and that's something that we're working on at our local university.
JP.
I'm wearing my Savannah State band jacket, so
I see.
Our nice Nike apparel that we have.
Bonnie Franklin.
One day at a time is the name of the show.
I know. Thank you.
Give yourself a ding, ding, ding,
I
ding.
can't. You shut down over here.
Once again, folks, the call lines are open. If you want to call in and talk to head coach Evans Davis, 984-444-9787. It's his last day in the city of Savannah. Again, he is the first black African-American coach at Armstrong State University, which we know was just integrated in the 60s. And the last black head men's basketball coach at Armstrong State University.
That's right.
So there's a lot of history about to leave the city of Savannah, and we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to show some love and make it available to you all. And he's been here on the show with us for almost, 6 months now?
Has it been that long?
It's been almost 6 months.
Oh, man. It hasn't felt like it because it's been nothing but fun, man. You guys have helped me with this transition, and it's just time, We all know when that time comes, you got to do what you got to do, and I hate to be I've enjoyed my time in Savannah and on the show, but, the time has come. Now, I will say this. I think I might have mentioned it to JP. Since the news of the merger, I've always, and you guys have gotten to know me even better here recently, but, I've always kept my head up. I've always, believed and keep the faith, stay humble, and continue to work, because that's just what you got to do, in my opinion. But yesterday morning, I had to turn my dog over. I had one of my dogs that I've raised since a pup. I had to turn him over to a rescue service just because I cannot take him with me. And for the first time since January of last year, I felt sorry for myself. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough giving a dog.
Oh,
man.
man.
Especially when you've grown up with him.
Super tough. And, but he's in a good place. Yeah. Shout out to Jenna Wiley. She's assistant coach up at Georgia Southern. She answered my post, and they're going to take care of him and whatnot. And, but I had to shake it off by noon.
True.
Because you got to keep on going. But I say that to say, you do what you can while you can. Even if you have those rough patches in life or those valleys, you got to pick yourself up. You got to pick yourself up. You got to keep going. And it's easier said than done, JP.
Very much easier said than done.
But when you got a good, strong, solid circle of people like you guys and people that are out there that, text me and email me and then call me, I appreciate that. And I'm fine, and I will be fine. But, today is a little bittersweet. But, you got to do what you got to do. Until you can do what you want to do.
We're gonna miss you, man. We're gonna miss you. You added a lot of flavor to the show, a lot of color.
Thank you, JP. Double, triple chocolate over here. Chocolate, mocha. 99 proof.
But listen,
it's always good to have it's always good to have that good knowledge and that expertise coming on the air and consistently giving the people the inside look of what it is to be not just a coach but how teams operate. And then of course you got to have a good Georgia boy on team. So
that's right.
You brought that to the table. And we definitely have appreciated it. Folks, Evans Davis is available until 1 o'clock. 984-444-9787, 984-444-WQTS.
I'm out the door, man.
Or put it on our Facebook Live feed. We'll make sure we put it up so he can see it and the world can see it. Because we are on 5 different platforms. Tune in at Facebook Live, speakingthemic.com, YouTube, and WQTSradio.com. You can always catch us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We will still be here Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have our quick mix for lunchtime grinds where we still give you the scores. But we will always be here.
And I'll always check in, man. I'm going to check in on you guys. I'm going to give JP a hard time because I like to keep him on his toes. You got to watch your JP over there,
man,
people. He's a
listen,
real dude.
I need some help. Somebody call the paramedics. I'm choking over here. Don't say nothing. I know you're going. Don't even do it.
No mouth to mouth. Get the dog.
Nuts.
Hey, get the dog to get mouth to mouth.
So last night, and we got to talk about last night. We got to talk about last night.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we got to talk about old Agent Orange.
Don't be ugly.
Mr. Donald Trump gave his first State of the Union address last night to the American people, in which he stated that the State of the Union is strong because our people are strong. A lot of negative vibes coming from the other side of the aisle. A lot of negative vibes. And a lot of false statements made by the president last night. It was very, very interesting to see. Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
Was that the Roger Thomas on?
I watched it so that way we could cover it.
That's for your time, JP.
And then this breaking news just coming out. An Amtrak train carrying members of Congress, including the House Speaker Paul Ryan, has hit a truck and had an accident on their way into D.C. today. There's a few injuries, but, everybody that's important, I guess you could say, is okay. The victims were thrown from the truck, so let's pray for their families and hope that they're okay.
All the people involved are important, Sean.
I'm sure, yeah.
But single out people.
But yeah, last night,
tell us about it. We missed it, so tell us about it. What we get?
I'll say he opened up in a wise decision to start recognizing people that were doing great things and prospering in America off top. Because if he had come off, on his own storyline, it would have been all bad. But he recognized the military members, especially the staff sergeant that was out of uniform. The firefighters, people in business that are doing good things. He lost me and really kind of pissed me off when he started talking about we're doing so much for our veterans, and I'm not going to rest until our veterans get the care and the respect that they deserve. And in the back of my mind, I was like, that's why we people in Savannah have to drive 2 hours to get an MRI, because they built a brand new VA clinic and didn't put an MRI setup or the CAT scan setup or anything in there.
I'm pissed.
Well, because I don't like seeing false.
Right.
You don't tell American people you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but then you're actually not. Right. He cut funding for the service dog programs for PTSD service dogs for veterans, which is shown to be a very significant help for treatment for PTSD. But it's a lot, man. A lot of veterans were upset last night. But I will say this: the Democrats and the Democrats came in, and almost all of them were wearing some sort of dashiki or African garb.
Not a dashiki.
I'm dead serious.
Do we have any pictures of that? I would love to see.
You would have thought it was the Black Panther premiere. You would have thought it was the Black Panther premiere last night. Like, seriously. Nancy Pelosi was famous for showing absolute disgust the entire speech. One thing President Trump did do last night was he kept clapping in the microphone, which is absolutely the most annoying thing ever to happen, and he consistently did it. You had a person that worked for, I think he worked for either Department of Homeland Security or DEA. He was undercover with the MS-13s and busted hundreds and hundreds of MS-13 gang members.
Okay.
He just put all this man's information on blast last night at the State of the Union. So this is my thinking. If I've been undercover and I busted all these guys, they have no clue who busted them.
Right.
Now you just put me on Front Street on national TV. They better put that guy in witness protection. They called him CJ. They said his nickname was CJ, but they gave his real name and everything. Like, what are you doing? He can't work in any more undercover things ever.
Right.
At all. Speaking of the staff sergeant that was out of uniform, that's him right there. He's missing stuff on his uniform.
She looked like she stubbed her pinky toe on the edge of that
no,
bed.
Don't be ugly.
The family we're looking at right now is a family. Their child was killed.
JP.
This is the young man who died after being in detention in North Korea.
Oh, wow.
His family. They were there in attendance last night for the State of the Union.
I take it all back.
Yeah, see JP being that.
I didn't know. I just looked at the face. I didn't look at the caption below it.
Judge JP. You had to read.
He also had a family that was sitting next to Melania Trump, who looked nice, by the way, last night.
Yeah, who didn't want to be there to begin with.
Who adopted a baby from an opioid addict.
Oh.
They adopted an opioid addict's baby. And then they had another young man who saw that there were flags. There were supposed to have been flags on the graves of veterans, and this young man saw that wasn't happening, and he made it happen. I see somebody just tried to call the request line, and we missed the call. Please call us back. We will answer the phone. We apologize
not
for
paying
that
attention?
one.
What are you
We
doing?
weren't paying attention. We were doing something else. But give us a call back, 984-444-9787. I think it was Billy Thompson. I do apologize, Billy.
Hey,
Call back in.
Hey, Coach, we're looking at Melania Trump, desperately asking for help.
Don't be ugly.
It's the truth.
Playing the game.
But yes, if you see and yes,
This is dashiki.
yes, almost a good.
They're all
bit
in black.
Yes, a good.
It was a funeral.
A good bit of the Democrats had these on last night, and it was interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see, and they didn't give any love at all.
So what would you, since you paid attention to, what would you give the State of the Union? What would you give that a grade, A through F?
I'd give it a C minus.
Okay.
Because he had so many lies.
Okay.
I think he has some good ideas.
Look at
He
Bernie,
does
boy.
have
Look
a few.
at Bernie.
He has a few. Oh, Bernie was the king of shade last night.
Boy, Bernie, boy.
The president has a few ideas, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, stuff like that. He has some ideas that would be very, very helpful. Everybody's tax bill should get cut starting next month. So JP, you should see more money coming into your paycheck, take home money.
Yeah, that's correct.
That starts next month. They also started talking about, we should start getting more money back in refunds because they're cut the tax, the tax charge for individual families.
Right.
If you make $24,000 or less, something like that. So, which is not a lot of money, but yeah, it was interesting to see. But yeah,
Hey, hello.
it was
Wait
very,
a
very
minute.
interesting to see. And now,
No
one thing that he
snowbirds
did
right
say that
Give him a praise.
I did forget one thing. President Trump did say that he wanted Congress to approve the ability for us to bolster our nuclear arsenal. And then in the same breath turned around and said North Korea should be condemned for their nuclear arsenal and their program has to be stopped. We got a call coming in on the request line. Let's see who we got. Coming in here on WQTS Digital Broadcast.
To accept, press.
You're live on WQTS. Caller, what's your name? Where you're from?
CJ Pace.
CJ Pace calling in. Oh, Coach CJ.
CJ, what's up, girl?
What's up, fellas?
What's happening, CJ?
CJ,
I just had to call in and show some love real quick.
Well, I appreciate that, CJ. CJ, for those who don't know, is the head coach at East Georgia State up in Swainsboro. She's been doing a fantastic job, CJ. I've been paying attention.
I appreciate it. But just wanted to show some love. I know today's the last rodeo with the Armstrong crew. But just want you to know that God's with you. He's got you when there's better to come. And that I love you, my friend. And we're going to stay linked in.
Yes, ma'am. I will do a better job, and I appreciate that. God bless you too, girl.
For sure. You guys, I just want to show some love. And we about to hit this road. We got South Georgia Tech today. So much love to you guys. Hope everybody's well. And, yeah, take care, guys.
Thank you, babe.
Hey,
good luck to
for
you.
Calling.
Keep eating.
Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All righty.
now.
Oh, CJ. CJ
Yeah,
is from my AT alien. Got here at the same time, and she was assistant coach with Coach Bullock and did a masterful job, and she's been doing really good up at East Georgia State. So salute to CJ, and I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you.
And we have another call that we just missed. We're gonna
Goodness.
call him back now.
It's blowing up.
El Torch.
I had to get CJ on the phone for you, big fella. I just did that.
Hey. Who?
You're welcome, Coach CJ. I was talking to her. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
We're not supposed to tell him that.
Mr. Ref. You just shy
We
stuff.
just missed another call that was calling in for head coach Evans Davis. We're trying to call him back now. Hopefully he answers the phone over at Georgia Southern.
Get off the internet. Answer the phone.
Your call has
I wasn't gonna say that, but you did.
I sure did.
We got voicemails and everything, but I have no clue how to take these voicemails on our request line.
Goodness.
See?
So 984-444-9787. We are trying to get as many calls in as possible. You guys go ahead and call us. Harold Watson, we do see we missed your call in the request line. We had Coach CJ on the line. Call us back. We will answer the phone, but we can only take one call at a time. We don't have a big call system. We have a cell phone.
One call at a time. Call at a time. Before your time, Coach.
Sure. Lionel Jefferson the third.
Whoa. But look at her. She don't even want to be there.
We're still looking at pictures from the State of the Union last night.
I just had to come across my timeline that Enes Kanter said that he would rather be traded than be a sub for Team LeBron.
Wow.
Enes Kanter likes to just make waves.
Stirring the pot.
Really?
And he's been doing it all year.
I would rather be traded
Golly.
before being a injury replacement for Team LeBron.
You be traded to the couch? You be sitting at home? Neither team wants you? That's how it goes. Shoot. You rather be traded than play for my team? Okay. All right. All right, get your bags and get out. Don't let it hit you with a good Lord split you.
I don't want to be on your team.
So we had another call coming. We're going to try and return this call as well. It's coming from a 305 number, so you might know who this one is.
305.
You might be a bill collector.
I don't know how they got the request line
I ain't here. I'm this twin.
Hello?
Even.
Hey, this is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. You called for head coach Evans Davis.
Yes, sir. It's Billy Thompson.
Hey, Billy.
Billy T. What's going on, brother?
Billy. What's up, bros?
Look, man, go lunchtime, try to grab something to eat.
Listen here. Go on and bring a plate over for your boy.
I know that's right.
Yeah, Coach Davis, what's going on, man? You leaving?
Yeah, man. It's as Coach Russell would always say, the bell doth toll.
Yes.
So I got to get
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
doth.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I got to get out of here, man. My time is up.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the eggs. Yeah, I appreciate them gym opens, man. Always opening all strong.
Yeah, we had some very classic and epic battles in the old D League open runs in the
I miss them
Armstrong.
days of, winning a 4-3 series,
Yeah, it was fun. I've always tried to select Billy on my team because he can flat out score the basketball. I tried to sign him when he was available. It didn't work out, but man, I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss here, but I appreciate you taking the time to call in and wish me some love.
So Billy,
No problem, man.
so Billy, was that 15 to 20 foot jumper that Coach says so pure? Was it really pure like that?
Hey, man, let me tell you, this is how you know he wants the ball, okay? We'll go on the end, one of the kids will call a foul, and he'll go back to his 96 days, remember when he used to do a boogie and stuff in 06 days, and then he'll get that ball, he'll pump it, get him in the air, and then he'll do a little step back, knock that 15-foot down, and stay it down like, yeah. So, sometimes he picked me up on the team when we were on the same team. Hey, that's all I had to do was give him the ball, go up again, get ready to play defense.
I played off the young guys. Billy's being generous, but I mean, there's some truth to the story, Jackie. but I mean, you get some horses. He was a horse, and when we needed a bucket, I'm old school. I set you a good screen or give it to him in transition. And one thing I told Billy, you know this. I said, Billy, be aggressive. You can flat out score the ball.
When he'll run out of gas, he'll give you that look like, hey, I need
it's a young man's sport. It's a young man's sport, man. And I always thought you had the ability to be whatever you wanted to be as far as wherever basketball would take you, man. And I still believe that. So whatever you're doing, if you're still chasing that dream, do it until you can't do it no more, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm going to go to these knees, have to get all the surgeries in the world.
Who you?
Huh?
You said surgeries.
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna go into these.
I get. Oh, okay, I got you. I know that's right, brother. Yeah, play as long as you can, man.
Yeah.
And my number won't change, Billy. So holla at me, man. You ever down in the south of the Florida, rap with me.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, brother.
All right, Billy, we got another call coming in. We'll catch you in a bit.
Call from.
Goodness.
Caller, you're live on the Sean Brown
Mr.
Show with
Ralph.
WQTS. This is Evans Davis Day. What's your name? Where you from?
This is Harold.
Harold Watson. Yeah.
Fresh face Harold.
Did he
Hey.
shave his beard?
Yes.
Oh.
He came in the bar last night looking like he was 12. We
Hey,
know who he was.
AKA Gary Coleman.
Well, the world don't move.
What's up, big fella?
Nothing much, man. Just want to wish you much success in the future. Just stay the course, trust the process.
I will.
Everything will.
I will, brother. I appreciate that, man, and you do the same. And I'm gonna hold you to what you told me a long time ago. You get an AD job, you're gonna give me a call.
Me too.
Yeah, for real.
No doubt about it. I walk in and fire the basketball coach. First thing I do.
I ain't asked you to do all that, but I appreciate it.
You ain't gonna mind. You ain't gonna mind.
You call me, I'll answer. First and foremost, it'd be to work with someone like Harold. Harold's a stand-up guy. He's one of the few people I've come across in my career that truly cares for the student athletes. Yep. He keeps it 100, and he's an educated brother. Yep. Who can enunciate, JP?
Yep.
So
he can spell.
Okay, and he can spell. So that's why I wouldn't mind working for you, man. But I do appreciate that, man. Thanks for you and your wife and Carter for showing me love all these years, and I wish you the best too.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. We appreciate you calling in. Keep tuning into the show. We're gonna get you on here on the air eventually, sometime soon today. Well, not today, but we'll get you on the air sometime soon and make some things happen.
All right.
All right, we got some more calls coming in. We gotta catch you later.
Appreciate it, Doug.
Call from.
Caller, you're live on the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. Calling for Evans Davis. What's your name? Where you from?
This is Vi.
Coach Vi.
Hey.
Hey.
Bye. What's up, girl?
We're gonna get him to cry on the air. It's coming.
Vi, you gotta watch him. How you doing?
Vi, you there?
Vi,
Hello?
you have
Did we
Sprint.
lose him?
Metro PCS only works inside the perimeter.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
there you go.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to pop in, show some love to the man who taught me about expectations for the person you're dating. You always got to smell good, making sure he kept me on my P's and Q's on that professional sideline wear.
That's right.
And I hope you share that blessing with many other young men and women who cross your path, because you did that for a crucial time for me, and I know you have that gift for other people, and I just wish and hope many blessings your way.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And
I hope you are more than a C- by the time I see you next.
Yeah.
Touche. Thank you, Vi, for those strong words, and I appreciate that.
That grading scale is pretty stern this way.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna need a B next time.
That's right. You got to earn an A.
It's stiff, Coach Vi.
Gotta earn that A-.
That's
it's hard work around here.
That's right. Got to keep you on your toes. That's the only way you're going to pull the best out of anybody else. Thank you, baby. And the best of luck to you. And I appreciate those words.
Thank you. Loves and prayers your way.
Yes, ma'am. Same here.
All right, Vi. We appreciate you
Thank you,
calling
Coach.
Coach, we got one more person here who wants to talk to you real quick.
Turn up. Okay.
Coach Davis.
Yeah, Leroy Jordan. Man, I know that voice anywhere.
Let me get 100,000 from you, man.
That's it? Coach,
know you got it.
Coach, you want them pennies, nickels, or
know
dimes?
you got it. So good to be able to
hear your voice, man, and be able to continue to go on. But you know God got your back, brother.
Yes, sir.
And you continue to go ahead on and do what you do.
Yes, sir. I will. And you know,
when
I will.
You land that next gig and that next spot, and you're gonna be able to come on and give me $100,000
at least.
Well, anyway, bro, we got much love for you, and I hope everything work out. See?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
God bless.
Same here.
Man, we got the calls coming in left and right now, man. They're just flowing, man.
Hey,
it's Evans Davis Day on the show.
Man, I appreciate the love, man.
Who knows who's going to call in? You never know.
I'm real simple, man. I appreciate the love. It's just the time you take to even do that. So thank you, Coach CJ. Thank you, Coach Vi. Thank you, Coach Leroy and Billy, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time to send some love this way as I move forward, man. I appreciate you.
It's a good day, man. We're gonna miss you, man. We got 15 minutes left on the air.
15 minutes of fame.
984-444-9787 is the number to call to reach us, man. If you guys want to talk to Evans Davis, head men's basketball coach, first and last black men's basketball coach at Armstrong State University, historic figure in the community here on the air. He's been with us for the last 6 months, and he's leaving us today, making his way down to the South Beach area.
MIA-yo.
He's going to go get a tan.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
JP, I'm finna add a layer. See, can't nobody wear this color like me.
Don't
man.
do that.
Why
not? No layers.
Why?
Come on, man.
Why?
Want to get his Wesley Snipes on?
Here's the thing that most people don't understand. It ain't gonna change nothing. I can get darker. I can get lighter. It ain't gonna change something.
Get lighter?
No, I don't need to.
Can you?
No, I don't want to.
Is it possible?
If Sammy Sosa can do it and Michael Jackson, so can I. But that's a negative. I'm going to wear this until the day that I die, and I'm proud to wear Black Panther February 16th.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that movie to come out, bro.
Based on a true story.
That's right. That's right.
The story of Evans Davis.
Hey, don't hate. I got a African accent I ain't going to pull out for y'all right now. Hey, Mr. Ralph, what's that?
Yeah, I hooked on the spin move. I'm gonna do it again.
Is that how you say Wakanda in their language?
I have no idea.
How you say?
Hey, all I know is it sound like somebody. If look, you know what? I'm gonna stop because it might be somebody out there.
Thank you, JP.
So I'm gonna stop.
That's right.
But you know they say Wakanda and Zamunda are bordering countries. You know that, right?
Wait a minute, what?
They say Wakanda and Zamunda are bordering countries. They border each other.
First of all, is Zamunda a real country in Africa? No.
Let's ask Prince Akeem.
Boy, you better be lucky, my sound boy. I'm sacrificing my sound boy today.
He can't even have his sound boy. People gotta watch JP.
I sacrificed it for these. I sacrificed my sound boy so these people could come in and show appreciation to you.
Well, now I do appreciate that, and I know this is midday, so a lot of people working. But one thing I know I'm blessed with, and that's be around good people. So that will never be forgotten. And appreciate Harold Watson for calling in as well. I forgot to add his name in there with the others, but no, it's been a great run, man. One thing I do have is good people in my circle. So as a believer, I know things are going to work out. It's just you're having that faith to take that step, even though you don't see where it's leading. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do it with my head up and my chest out. I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. So it's been good, and it may hit me sometime between here and Macon.
Yeah.
But after Macon, I'm at home, so it's gonna be a switch of mentality.
We'll make sure that you get a copy of today's show and as many shows as you want, especially today's show though. We'll send you the digital recording. I'll put it on a hard drive that we got right here.
Okay.
Put it on a zip drive for you, so that way you'll be able to take it everywhere you go.
I appreciate that, man.
And see all the love everybody called in and gave. And I think we got a few more that we're waiting on to call in. We got 10 minutes left on the air. 984-444-9787. This is the Sean Brown Show, live from Savannah, Georgia, the hostess city and home of the former Armstrong Pirates and the current Savannah State Tigers and the Savannah Bananas. I actually wore my Savannah Sandats jersey the other day and got a lot of love, but got a few side eyes too. But it is what it is. What? See what?
Being
you gotta
ugly.
turn your mic on, sir.
You being ugly. I almost had to answer a phone call, but I'm trying to.
Bubba Chuck.
I'm trying to hide from Coach over here, but
Mr. Ralph.
Can't let you know everything at the same
Lulu
time.
Jenkins calling me.
I know there's one person that we really
Bilbo
wanted to get on the
Baggins.
air that
For your time.
we couldn't find contact information for Coach Russell. We really wanted to get Coach Russell.
Yeah.
Coach Russell.
We couldn't find contact info for Coach Russell. But we really wanted to get him on the air because he was your right hand man for a good while.
Oh man, Coach Russell. I'm gonna try to see Coach Russell before I leave if I'm lucky. But I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance. We spoke a couple of weeks ago, and I told him when I was leaving, but I wanted to see him before I left. So a couple of guys came out to the local bar last night, including JP. And our apologies for not letting you know, Sean.
Nobody called me. I live right around the corner.
JP, but
no.
Appreciate Brian Brown and George and Marquise Thompson guys coming out and showing me some love, man. I really appreciate that. My man Jarrell. Works over at Enterprise. He's one of the managers over there. He came out to show some love, and it was just good. It was good to see people. Harold, it was good. It was good. I got great memories here.
Would you be shocked if you got a call from Jeremy Luther?
Wow. Ooh,
you got me. I would absolutely be shocked.
Boy, oh boy. My goodness.
You got me.
I was holding that one. As we got another call coming on the request line.
Boy, this darn table done got hot.
No, not hot. I wasn't expecting that.
Streets is watching.
Caller, you're live on WQTS due to the broadcast. This is the Sean Brown Show. It's Evans Davis Day. What's your name? Where you from? Hello? Caller?
Hello.
Oh, hello. I know that voice. What's your name?
Going on?
You know who that is, Evans. Yeah. Chad Jackson in the building, ladies and gentlemen. SID extraordinaire.
How ironic is this? I'm the one in the ATL, and you guys are chilling in Savannah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you calling, man, on Coach Davis's last day, man. We know you wanted to call in and say something to him before he leaves us. So the floor is yours, sir.
Absolutely. It has been a real pleasure working with Evans all the years at Armstrong. I know myself, along with him, we're always going to remember the Pirates. We've had some great times in Savannah, and I know you're destined for bigger and better things, my man.
I appreciate that, Chad, and thank you for all the love you showed me since I've been here, making me feel comfortable, educating me, too, especially in my early years. I was paying attention, so I really do appreciate it, man.
Hey, sports information director, that's my job, man.
That's right. that did come with the Mexican tours, the Mexican lunches, though.
Mexican Thursday. No, that's a holy Chad creation right there.
There you go.
So Chad, we know you've been up and down the roads with Coach for his tenure at Armstrong. Is there any significant moment that you can – or a moment or a story that you could tell about Coach Davis that just sticks out in your mind?
I don't think there's one story, but the thing that stuck with me is, Armstrong State University, and obviously it's a different name now. They've always had the students' interests, and they always want the students to learn and get better. And what Coach Davis showed towards his student athletes and his players was outstanding. I don't think I've worked with another coach that's had more invested in seeing their student athletes learn on the court and off the court. They learn life lessons while they're playing basketball. And for Coach Davis, I know that has shaped him the years that he was at Armstrong, and I know it will continue to shape his years as he goes on coaching.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, and don't do too much down there at South Beach, man. You're not LeBron.
I can get away with it for the first week and a half, though. Yes,
well, that's true. You do have a little bit of grace period. Well, I got to get to my gate, but I appreciate you, Coach Davis, for everything you've done. And John and Sean, we'll catch up with you guys later.
All right, man. Thank you for calling,
Chad
bro.
Jackson, ladies and
gentlemen. All right, Chad, thanks.
Man,
that was
LeBron.
Good.
That was good.
Never crossed my mind.
That was good.
But now that we talk about it,
yeah, man,
those were. I appreciate that, and Chad's right on the money as far as my approach. It may not have been the wrong approach, but one thing I think that's lost today in society is treating people like people. But in college athletics, it's all about wins and losses. And yes, I've always said this. Yes, we're here to compete and to win, and you're judged by that. I think the beauty of Division II in some cases, as opposed to Division I, which is a rat race, and all based on that. Not that coaches don't care on Division I. I'm not saying that at all. But I think that the emphasis on the student athlete getting better on and off the court has to be, or needs to be, or should be, however you want to put it, emphasized more. Because the basketball portion will take care of itself if you're doing the right things. So that's how I tried to run my program. I like to think some young men benefited from it as a whole, not just basketball. But I also want to say, we had guys that also got better in basketball. And if you let me tell it, we were on pace before this situation came up to do some really good things. It showed in the previous season, and I thought this past season would have been a good season as well before the news of the merger. So, again, I've, as Chad said, I have learned so much as a person, as a father, as a husband, as a coach, as a friend, as a son, just through the interactions with a lot of different and interesting people here. So I have learned something, so I can't say I'm leaving empty-handed.
Yeah, man, it's been fun, man. All the years, I mean, what was it, 8 years total almost?
8 years total, yes. 4 years as the assistant and 4 years as the head coach.
Man, I was here we were here when he first got here. And
Yeah,
we're
man.
here when he's rolling out.
I mean, here we rolling out, man.
I feel old.
Yeah, and I used to drag guys in there. Like Billy tell you, I used to drag guys in the D-League, man. I came in here dragging them through the mud, JP. Y'all already know.
Dirty.
I used to drag them.
We have stepped on the court with Evans Davis.
Drag them.
Oh, yes.
And past our prime days, I say.
I've had the distinct displeasure of being one of his mismatches on the block. Evans catch you on that block, boy. Ain't nothing you can do, boy. I'm telling you that. He'll square up, and boy, ref, you gotta watch the hook on the spin move.
I'll
for
try
real,
to tell
boy.
you, and we'll let you know about it.
Listen, when we on the show and we say Mr. Rev, and he's hooking on the spin move, that is not just a catchphrase. That is real life.
No,
because Coach Davis will hook you on that spin move and make it look like, ref, I ain't did nothing.
Only because I've been hooked.
Tricks of the trade.
I had a big man show me that, and it was all in one motion and part of the game.
Listen, and then it'll sling you to that side.
I'm trying to tell you, you know what they screaming at you. Better get your weight up.
I'm telling you,
too little to be down here with
Sling
these big
blade.
boys. I'm telling you, big boys down here.
Yeah, that's real life right there. But okay, so what I want to do is it's what 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. He can do that. 90 seconds.
So
there you
Sean,
go.
so Sean, we got 45 seconds.
All right.
You go first. I'll go second. So you being the host of the show. This is our chance. Everybody else got a chance to say what they want to say.
I've done mine like 3 times today.
No, you did a script. I want you to come from the heart.
Oh, is there a script in front of me?
No, sir, there is not.
That's my recruiting list for Savannah State.
Look at this.
It's. Oh, and we got some more just coming up on our Facebook Live feed here. Marlon Thomas just checked in here. We're gonna make this overlay real quick. Marlon Thomas checked in on Facebook Live. Said from Armstrong Atlantic State University, the other side of Abercorn across the mall next to the gas station. But Free, just wanted to say I enjoyed you on the show with these guys. With Sean and he
Who is
spelled
Joe?
JP wrong. Much love and success in your future endeavors. May God bless my guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And we go back to the hideaway days.
Yeah.
That was Marlon Thomas checking in. But yeah, man, it's we've got a very little bit amount of time left. It's truly been a pleasure. From day one at Armstrong, you've always been a good friend of ours.
Thank you.
And you've always been available to us, whether it's talking about the suits or every game you always came up. You always showed love to our press crew.
Absolutely.
And our press table had been together for over a decade. So
really,
it was good to see coaches that support the table and. Even when you had situations of other coaches coming in and say, "Well, the table's cheating," and I'll sit down somewhere. And we always had fun.
We did.
And you always showed us a lot of love and respect. And of course, on the air, man, we've had so much fun, and we've all gotten closer in this last 6 months. With you being here on the radio, I wish I could pay you. I wish.
I know you do, man. I appreciate it.
And like I said, if the call comes down, we're gonna make the call to bring you back
Call
up from
me.
Miami.
Call me.
But we do appreciate every hour you spent with us Monday, Wednesdays, to Fridays, right here on the air. It's been truly a blessing, and on behalf of myself and JP, who I guess we'll talk next, we thank you. We really thank you.
I appreciate you having me.
Well,
He's gonna cry.
Yeah, boy, I swear I'm gonna try not to, bro. Because this is my dude I'm talking about, man. This is my.
Come on, Denzel. One tear.
Hey man, would you leave me alone?
In glory, powerful tear.
Powerful tear. So, but this is my dude I'm talking about, man. I can remember, running table like Sean said, and just waiting to see what coach was gonna come out in. We was talking about them suits and stuff. This dude would come out,
Steve
man.
Hightower.
But I'm telling you, boy, when the funk hits the fan, all the people want to dance, boy. I'm telling, and I mean the waves will be. This ain't no homo. I'm just saying, some coaches out here just wear what they want. But this man came out
Clean.
every time. No half step. I mean, the only time I might see him wear a T-shirt is if we had like military appreciation and they had the T-shirts made and stuff. This man was clean every time, bro. And it goes beyond all that. Just to dampen up. Every time he dapped me up to the table, man, let me hear about Tony Grant. I'm like, man, I'm about 19 grand short. You know what I'm talking about? So
Join the club.
We trying to make our way up, man. But I'm really gonna miss you, man. This has been an absolute pleasure to share this left and right side of this table with you, man. And I'm definitely coming to Miami. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I'm definitely renting a car and I'm riding out. But yeah, man, I just wish you the best of luck, bro. And one of these teams is just gonna go. It's just gonna pop in their head, and we're gonna find you on the sidelines again. I know it's gonna happen, and you have both of ours 110% support, man. And we love you for everything you do, bro. So
I appreciate that, man. You guys have been great to me, and the people who called in, thank you. I want to say thank you to Linda Blyken, Lisa Sweeney, Chad and Jennifer Rushton and Harold Watson and all the support staff there, all the coaches that I've coached with and learned so much from. Thank you. All my student athletes who made it and who didn't make it on both sides, men and women's, and the athletes who stopped by my office to speak to me, and the greats like Alexis Mercer and people like that, Eric Miller and all those guys, Rob Campbell, alumni. I can go on and on, Mick Jordan. You guys, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I learned a lot. And then last but not least, for all you young aspiring coaches out there, especially African-American coaches out there, it can be accomplished. I did it twice. I was I don't like to pump myself up unless I'm playing basketball. But, it can happen. I was the first African-American coach at 2 schools. And who would have thought that, being the one of 8, growing up on the east side of Atlanta, not having much, growing up poor, and still able to reach the pinnacle of coaching, and that's being a head coach, and that's what we all do it for. So young coaches out there, listen, learn. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So listen, learn, carry yourself accordingly, dress the part, look the part, smell the part, keep a balance between your business and your pleasure life, and work your butt off. You work your butt off, and you can accomplish anything, and I'm living proof of that, and I'm excited about what God has in store for me. So thank you. Love you guys, man, and I appreciate it. I appreciate this.
Evans Davis, ladies and gentlemen, from WQTS to the broadcast, on behalf of the entire station, we appreciate you. Thank you for all your time you give to the station and the show. Folks, this has been the Sean Brown Show. We have gone 2.5 minutes over, but we don't care because today's a special day for us.
Right.
So for the guys back in the studio, we do appreciate you guys.
Y'all can build me.
This has been the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. We'll be back on Friday, right here, 984-444-9787. Catch us on 5 platforms. SpeakingTheMic.com, WQTSradio.com. Let's tune in at Facebook Live and YouTube. We want to see you guys here. For myself, this is Sean Brown, JP, Evans Davis in the building one last time. Peace, love, and chicken grease. We'll see you guys on Friday when we're down to 2.
Oh, man. I'm going to call in via Atlanta in my outcast voice.
Via. Listen, SB with the truth, it might pierce your mind. And JP hit you with reality all the time. The way to keep it all the way 100. It should be a crime. Sports, news, politics on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with
do
the
it one last time.
with JP.
And Evans Davis.
Yeah.
Shut up, dummy.
Hey, your mama's dummy.